Okay, buenos dias. It's day 3. Getting going about 7 a.m. Ended up camping last night with and 2 other groups. I guess we were technically camped at the same spot the first night too, but they were kind of separated camps, so I hadn't really met them much yet. But a couple from Alabama, Avery was the guy's name. I don't remember the girl's name, I'm sorry. And then a group of 3 other girls hiking together. Artemis, Zoe, and Amy. So, yeah, last year we did a lot of dry camping and kind of stealth sites. And I kind of like that in some ways, but on a solo trip, maybe it will be better to camp in kind of the more popular areas near water to be able to chat with people a little bit. Anyway, so we're on the way. I just realized I forgot to arc my pack, but that's okay, I'll get it down the way. Oh, I don't think I've said anything about my pack. So my actual pack is now the Z-Packs Arc Haul. Last year I had an REI Flash backpack that weighed like 3.5 pounds, something like that. And the Arc Haul weighs a little under 1.5 pounds. I think on my scale it weighed 1 pound 6 ounces. I think they advertise 1 pound 8 ounces, but I think mine actually weighs 1 pound 6 ounces. This is a great pack. People seem to hate on Z-Pack on some online backpacking things, but I really like this pack so far. It comes with a hip belt, which to me is important in keeping it. Like if I were to unbuckle this hip belt, it wouldn't feel like it was riding as well to me. I don't know. So I wanted a hip belt, and with a lot of the other ultralight packs, if they usually don't come with a hip belt, because a lot of people don't like them. Well, if you want one and you factor the price in, the Z-Packs pack is pretty competitive price-wise, and it's doing great for me right now. Anyway, so we got about 7 miles to the end of segment 3, which is last year where we hitched into Bailey. Sorry, Bill and Lynn. I really enjoyed the stay there last year, but we're going to be pushing on this year. We'll be climbing up over 10,000 feet, entering the Lost Creek Wilderness. And yeah, so in order to get to where I want to be to meet Dad and Harley Saturday morning, I need to do about a couple 17-mile days on average. So we got a pretty big climb today, so we'll see how we're doing. Alright, that's all for now. Alright, just filled up here at Buffalo Creek, carrying 2 liters because there's not too much great water for another 9 miles. Yeah, so about 9 miles to the next good water source, and I remembered it's a really good water source. I remember this is where we met our friend John. He was sitting on a log up there as we hiked by, and we were talking about how we were going to go into Bailey, and we ended up hitching in together. So lots of good memories. This is a good little stream here. Lots of good memories coming back. Anyway, so we're about 3 miles into the day, and we had 7 to the road to begin with, so that means we got another 4 miles to go. So, hi there. How you doing? Good, thanks. So we got about another 4 miles to go to get to the road, and then we'll be starting our climb up to over 10,000 feet. So giddy up. So peaceful out here. Beautiful. Still climbing. Still climbing in segment 3. Okay. Here's the road. The end of segment 3. This is where we hiked up this road about a quarter mile to get a cell signal to call Linwood in, and they came and picked us up. It was a really great stay, but I'm not doing it this time. Yeah. So this is a tough climb here coming up. We're climbing from about 8,000 feet to 10,000 feet. But we've already climbed quite a bit. Like, we started off dropping down to 7,000. So, we dropped down to 7,000. We're about 8 right now. So we climbed back up 1,000 already. So, yeah, it was hard enough of a climb last year, having it be right at the start of the day after 0 day. So let's see how it goes after I've already hiked 7 miles and climbed 1,000 feet. Thanks, Bill and Lynn. You guys were great. And so I would like to be able to stay there, but it ain't happening this time. Out of segment 3 into segment 4. Here we go. Well, I just saw something written in the rocks on the side of the trail. I wasn't quite sure what it was. I realized it said 9K. 9,000 feet up. And we are back at our friend, the Lost Creek Wilderness. This will be my 3rd trip through Lost Creek Wilderness. So we still got like 1,200 feet left to climb to get to the complete top. But man, I cruised right up that. That wasn't too bad. So, all right, well, we're about 11.6 miles into the day. I'm at this nice creek. It's probably about every CT through hiker stops here. I'd imagine it's the best water source in a long time. Feel good. Cruised up here. I'm going to take a long break here, but I feel pretty good. There's a reasonable chance I end up camping where we camped hiking out of Bailey last year. So I'm going to take a long break here, eat some food and filter some water and move on. So, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, got to meet a lot of new people at this place. There was a lot of people who started the day ahead of me who were here. Some of them went and stayed with Bill and Lynn at Linwood Inn. And so it was nice getting to meet some new folks. I think the folks from Alabama probably aren't going to be too far behind me. I would imagine they'll probably catch me while I'm sitting here. I'm probably going to be here a couple hours, maybe more. But then we'll push on. So far, so good. Cheers. Okay. It's been about an hour 45 at the creek. So I'm feeling pretty well rested and ready to head out. So I was texting my dad over the GPS, and he suggested maybe meeting instead of at Kenosha, a road 6 miles past Kenosha. He said, "You're cruising, you can make it there. Or if you can make it there, whatever." And it's like, well, I can do either way. I mean, we're going to be going into Breckenridge on Sunday regardless. So, really it depends on, that would be taking 6 miles of their hike away, but maybe they'd prefer that. And it sounds like maybe he thinks he would. So, that means I got to get 6 more miles in over today and tomorrow. So, Brookside McCurdy Trail Junction is 4.5 miles up. Why am I recording this on the steep climb? We're climbing up to 10,000 feet now. Anyway, 4.5 miles to Brookside McCurdy, and then the next campsite's not for like another 5.5 miles after that. That's where Petty and I camped last year, because we thought we were going to be able to catch a stealth site somewhere, and there was none. So, but I might need to push on. Brookside McCurdy may be too short if I need to make these extra 6 miles. So, man, I shouldn't have started recording this now. Okay. Anyway, so that's the new thing I gotta figure out. We'll check in later. Hopefully when I have more oxygen in my lungs. And we're out of the Lost Creek Wilderness. So, yeah, climbed up to 10.6 and dropped back down some, but we're still above 10. I think I got less than a mile to the Brookside McCurdy Trail Junction and where the next campsites are, and I really gotta take a look and see what will my days look like if I stay there, and what will my days look like if I push on. Because obviously if I push on, it'll be a big day today. But I maybe wouldn't mind having a shorter day on the day before I'm going to be hiking with Harley, because Harley is a puller, and it takes a lot of energy to control her a little bit. I mean, she should be attached to my waist. She'll be hooked up to me the same way that we had Frida. And she's actually not anywhere near as bad as Frida, as far as the pulling is concerned. Frida's a big puller, especially on the downhills. We got her trained a little bit, but to not pull on really steep stuff, she knew not to pull. But anyway, and one of the things we're doing with Harley is Georgia Pass. So the climb down from Georgia Pass with Harley could be interesting if I'm not like kind of, I feel like I got to be ready for that basically. So long story short, man, this is some nice trail, right? It's been a lot of really nice trails since getting to the top of that climb. Yeah, so depending on what the days will look like, I may elect to push on, and that basically would be me camping in the same place where Petty and I camped last year. It's another 5.5 miles past Brookside McCurdy, and it's not exactly early anymore. I don't know, 3:34 or something like that. So, I don't know. We'll see. That's what's running through my head right now. We'll check in later. Not quite to the Brookside McCurdy yet, but man, it's beautiful. It was hard to enjoy these wide open, exposed parts last year, because every single time it got exposed, we knew that was going to be a problem for Frida with the sun. It was like, oh man, now we're going to go really slow. But man, how beautiful. Okay, so I came to the Brookside McCurdy Trail Junction where there's the creek here. There's campsites back over there. There's some people that are camped over there. I think those are section hikers. There were 3 or 4 through hikers ahead of me that they must have moved on. They were debating on whether or not they were going to stay here or move on. There's somebody over there. I don't know if it's one of them or not. But anyway, I looked at Gut Hook. I have to move on. There's no question. I have got to move on. I've got to go to the next place. I'm 28 miles from the road right now, with basically just tomorrow. So really, this is going to make me do a couple back-to-back 20-mile days. So it's not, I was just talking like, well, I'd like to set myself up for an easier day the day before. Yeah, that ain't happening. I'm going to have to pull two 20-mile days. But that's fine. Today will be about 21 miles. Maybe a little more than 21 today when I move on. But I feel good. The trail from here is a little uphill. I remember this stretch. I'll be camped at the same place that we were camped last year. So night 6 campsite last year is going to be night 3 campsite this year. Crazy. Also, I don't need water here because there's water in 2.5 miles, so I'm going to get going. Beautiful little spot, though. I could stay here for a long time, but I do need to. How beautiful are these wildflowers? You and I, what's up? Okay, well, we're all set up at camp, and about ready to go to bed. It's pretty dark, probably can't see me, so I should probably show the nice sky we've got here. This is the exact same place that Petty and I camped last year, night 6, night 3 this year. So 4 hikers here: Harrison, Colleen, Brian, and oh my God, I should know this. I had it. Pete, Pat, Pete or Pat. God, it's one of the two. Anyway, if it's Pat, I should remember Pat Mahomes. Anyway, ended up being 21.4 miles, and honestly, my body feels good. We had a nice conversation at dinner. We taught Harrison how to hang a bear bag, and just really nice people. So it's been a pleasant evening. So Kenosha Pass looks like it's 16.6 miles from here, and where I'm meeting Dad and Harley on Saturday is 6 miles past that. So yeah. Like 22 miles is where I need to get to, but he said they're not going to get to that road until probably like 9 or so. So I probably could hike a few miles in the morning of Saturday and make it. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel. A nice day on the Colorado Trail. Life is good. Buenas noches.